Fellow nerds, we are breaking down the Bad Batch trailer for season 3.
Oh, yeah.
So let's get started. Remember the rules, gentlemen?
That's right. No talking. We let the trailer play.
Yes, and then we talk after.
And then we talk when Keith says we can talk.
That's
That's
right.
the rules.
Does everyone know the rules now? I didn't say to talk. No, you guys ready to start watching the trailer?
I already watched it.
Oh, we were supposed to watch it?
Yeah.
We're not supposed to talk.
No, while the trailer's playing, you're not supposed to talk.
Hey, this is very confusing.
I know.
Rules unclear. I lost my shoes.
Okay, I'm about to play the trailer, a little bit of the trailer, not the whole thing. Is everybody ready?
Hold on! They've got troopers up top. We're running out of road!
Not exactly a stealth exit, boys.
Let's move!
So we got a little Indiana Jones type beginning. We got Wrecker, and Hunter kind of.
It's Rika.
Rika.
Oh,
Rika.
oh, that's right. And we got Wanda Sykes' character coming in
The
to save
Sykes
him
is
at the end.
back.
And I did notice that we know, well, I don't know about the whole show, but at least for this scene, they were not clone troopers that were attacking them. They were the new stormtroopers. So I think we're going to see a lot less stunning and a lot more blasting this season.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Is it just me, or does this animation look like really improved?
Oh,
Yeah, it does look
Yeah.
like they've given them a bit more of a budget. And maybe that is the case. You know, this is the final season, so it could be that they've given them a little bit more to work with, which would be nice.
I
They
would
get to tell
hope
the story
so.
that they need to tell.
Yeah, they are doing a great job with those shots. Like, oh man, just those few shots that we get in this trailer. I'm just like, man, they are knocking it out of the park. I just want to see this season for some of those amazing rendered environments that we're getting with this, which is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, like when the stormtroopers landed on top of that tank there, even, they look like the legs when they look like they actually hit something. They didn't look like they were drawn to hit something. They look like they actually hit something. I was like, wow, that's pretty amazing what they can do with the man. And I mean, an anemone, and then
Yeah.
I can't say it. Animation.
Anatomy?
What are you,
Animation?
Nemo
Oh.
Yeah, I mean,
An
I'm Nemo.
anemone.
I will not
live
hurt
in an
myself.
anemone.
All right, you guys ready for the next clip?
Moving
Go for
on.
it.
Clip it up.
I thought that the end of the war would mean an end to losing more of our brothers. But I was wrong. We can't just walk away. Not with the Empire imprisoning the kid.
We got a whole lot there. You know, we got Rex talking to Hunter, talking about he thought that the end of the war would be the end of them losing clones, and then we saw a bunch of cutscenes. We saw one with a broken shuttle, which looks like it's been there for a while because I kind of looked at it. It looks like there's overgrowth on it, so I don't know if this is something they're going to find and need to retrieve something out of it or something along those lines. We also saw what looked like Jabba the Hutt's. I almost called it a temple, palace though. I don't think it's a temple, but a palace.
It's castle?
Yeah, castle.
Apple.
Jabba's palace.
Yeah, I think it's Jabba's palace.
Okay,
yeah.
good. But it looks something like that, so maybe we're going to see Tatooine
Similar
again.
design.
You know, we
maybe.
haven't seen Tatooine enough in all of these things.
Oh,
No,
no,
never.
No, definitely not.
And
If
then
there's one planet that's underrepresented in Star Wars, it's Tatooine.
Yeah.
and
No,
if
it's
we
all
don't get
gone.
more of Tatooine, we march at dawn.
We march at dawn! Yes, we do.
You know, and then we
And
get
we get to
a
check in with Omega, right?
Omega. Yeah, we do see her walking, and I noticed, you know, I watched this a few times, and while Crosshair has prison garb on. Omega does not. She is not a prisoner at Mount Tantiss. Well, she's a prisoner, but they're not treating her like a prisoner. Like, she has a uniform on, and it looks like she probably is not in a cell every night. She might be working, because remember, I forget the character's name, but told her at the end, "Hey, at the end of season 2, I'm a clone."
Yeah, Alpha.
I'm your sister. Yes.
Yeah.
So she may have a little more run of the Mount, if you will, and that may be what helps get her and Crosshair out, because I do think we haven't seen it here yet, but we see someone in Crosshair's armor with the Bad Batch later, and we see one shot with Crosshair's gun in the. We see Rika and Hunter standing there, and you see Crosshair's weapon. So it's either Crosshair or someone using it. It could be Rex, it could be somebody else, but we have seen trailer tricks before where they're trying to fool us. But I was like, oh, I think we're going to get a little team up.
I don't think they would do trailer tricks with this. I think animation, there's too much work that goes into it for them to pull trailer tricks with that.
Well, I say trailer tricks because we only see the gun. And they may pan out and it's someone else just using his gun in that sense. I don't think they would change the footage.
I have a theory about Omega.
Let's hear it.
So you remember how they were stating that they really need her DNA? That's what's so important about having her. That was why they wanted to capture her alive. That's why they were sending people to go after her. Not only for the purposes of making the cloners work, to use her as collateral, to like, hey, we'll hurt her if you don't make things for us. But also, I think they needed some of her DNA. They kept commenting that she had, the purest strand of the unaltered DNA. So maybe it is in their best interest. This is where my theory comes in. Maybe it's in their best interest to keep her happy and healthy. Otherwise, whatever they're trying to make could end up getting corrupted.
No, that's
clearly she's special in some way. So
I can see that she's the word happy.
That may be why they're giving her a little bit more leeway.
Yeah, but it makes you wonder too. It's like, why? What is so special about Omega? And they have Alpha there as well. It's like, what's the difference between that clone and her?
I think it would be like her, and honestly, I believe Boba Fett would have probably fit the bill too, because it was anybody who wasn't given the advanced aging.
True.
Well, Alpha is the beginning. Omega is the end. That's different.
Good job. You agree.
What? Yeah, I know.
Why am I just now learning this?
I know.
I read it earlier today.
All right, you guys ready for some more?
No.
Yeah, let's just stop this right now.
Let's do it.
Omega's been waiting for us a long time. Our mission is not over yet.
Now, the one thing that they said in there that makes me wonder how much time has passed since season 2. Hunter's like, Omega has been there for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And we see it. I don't think we haven't seen it yet, but we see a clip of her later where her hair looks a lot longer. And when I saw that, I was like, okay, some time, a good amount of time has passed.
It would also explain why they're using more stormtroopers instead of clones. That enough time has passed where they're phasing the clones out and they're switching. Because if we remember the in Andor, which I recently watched, during that one scene where they're invading, the one planet where he's from, they're still using clones at that point, and that was I think 10 years prior to the current events. So obviously, to your point, a significant amount of time has obviously passed that they've finally reached that point in the Star Wars timeline.
And I think that makes sense because they've got to mount an assault on Mount Tantiss. They're not just going to go, let's just wing it. We might see them building up to getting stuff they need to kind of get in there, and it may take a while to create all of this.
And that ship you noticed earlier, that could be their ship if it's been for a long time.
Oh, you're right.
If depending on how long it's been, it has been a long time for growth to get around the ship, but still, it could be theirs.
Hmm.
I like
Yeah.
it.
You're stranded somewhere for a while.
Well, and earlier we did see, I forgot to mention it, we see the Empire like invading what looks like, is it Pabu? Where they had went at the end of, near the end of season 2, they thought they could, retire there and stuff. It looks like the Empire was invading.
Yeah, I would
That would
definitely
make
call
sense.
that. Yeah, that makes total sense because
Yeah.
they set that up to be like, oh, this is such a great place. And it's like,
Exactly.
yeah, nothing bad is ever gonna happen here.
Bought
You're
my
not allowed to
boat.
have anything nice in Star Wars.
Bought my
No,
boat. I'm
no.
going to retire in 5 days.
Oh, no.
Ah! I was so close.
Damn it.
You got
He
my
was just
retirement
one day
watch.
away from retirement.
And so, yeah, we get 3 episodes. Count them, 3 episodes on the first day.
Yeah.
They are on that Wednesday, and we already got the titles too for all these, right?
We do.
Yes.
Would you guys like to know the first 3 titles?
I would
Yeah,
love
let's-
to.
So on February 21st, we're going to get Confined,
Okay.
which sounds, we know a couple people that are confined at the beginning of this
Right
season.
now, yeah.
I don't know of anyone who's confined.
Oh,
See, there's
Besides being a scroll in your basement.
Paths Unknown.
Did you say Paps unknown? Like
Paths.
Paths
P-A-T-H.
Blue Ribbon.
That's what-
Paps?
That would be a weird episode for the Bad Batch.
Yeah.
I'm down for it.
Just-
And then Shadows of Tantus.
That's a cool title.
I wonder if it has anything to do with. No, it couldn't. No.
So
All right, you
we
guys
could
ready to
be
get-
seeing some really cool stuff there.
Oh, I think we're going to see some awesome stuff this season. I'm pretty pumped.
Oh, yeah,
Especially
I'm pumped.
with what we
Let's
see
do the
later
rest
in the
of this.
trailer, which we won't ruin for anyone who hasn't seen it yet out there.
There is nothing of greater
Back on show with
importance to secure the future.
Hey,
of this empire.
Robbie!
Whatever is needed to accomplish this goal, you will have it. They are coming.
Man. Yep, there we go. Fennec Shand. Cad Bane.
Oh, yeah.
We got
yes.
Fennec Shan, Cad Bane. We got Doug as the Emperor going through there, promising whatever it takes.
Oh,
Now, as much as we all hated the sequel trilogy, I kind of like that they are just doubling down on explaining how somehow the Emperor came back. They are just going to keep beating us with
Well,
every
sure,
show
so-
outside
JJ
of
wasn't
Andor.
going to.
Exactly.
yeah.
Somebody had to.
Yeah.
Dave Filoni is he's
Somehow.
a fixer.
Yeah.
He's a fixer. When the prequels came out, they were definitely panned by everyone who saw them. Then he put together the Clone Wars, and he made it all make sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, he's a fixer, and he could be fixing the sequel trilogy right now.
Totally. And like Attack on Show says, I love Ian doing the voice. Like, give me more of that. Like, I love that last season and the short amount of time we
Same.
got with the Emperor. So if we get more of that this season, bring it on. Give me all the good backups.
I'm sorry. That's funny. That was a good movie, buddy. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. And runtimes, no, there isn't any official runtimes yet for the Bad Batch yet. I haven't been able to find any on
Yeah,
that.
I haven't seen any either yet. All we know is the titles and when they're coming out.
Yep.
Which I still am
Best
kind of
known.
shocked. The series finale is coming out May 1st and not May
Fur-
4th.
I know. What a missed opportunity right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I'm
Should've been
hoping
May
we get
4th.
some surprise,
Tales of the Jedi.
What
That'd be
was that?
If-
What
or
was that
surprise, like a surprise Bad Batch movie dropping on May 4th. That
cool. Oh,
Doubt it. We haven't
Yeah.
heard anything
Yeah.
about that.
yeah, but it's
No.
that's why it's a surprise, Doug.
it's a surprise.
This
M.
is
Night
Disney.
Yeah,
Shyamalan
but
is
then-
actually directing it, so
Yes, and yes.
Then they
what a
have the
twist.
finale, which
yeah.
they
What
have
a
the
twist.
finale, which is going to draw, a close to the entire series, which is, I'm sure, with this show, is going to be grand.
I hope
and-
so.
Where would you go after that for a movie? You can't
No.
really say it's a finale and then not have it be the finale.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Now, when you say grand, I think it's going to be quite sad. If you thought Tech falling to his death last season was kind of hitting the feels,
Wait,
I don't.
I didn't watch last season. What?
Oh, sorry.
Never mind. Spoiler alert.
I work with a big Star Wars guy, and when the trailer dropped, I had a meeting with him, and I'm like, did you see the trailer for the Bad Batch yet? He goes, I'm a bad Star Wars fan. I haven't finished season 2 of Star Wars. Yes.
What?
You know what, Rob, I would hope that they wouldn't undermine it like that. I really do think that, because again, we know that these people, they don't really, these particular clones, we don't ever, at least so far, we haven't seen them show up in anything else. So it stands to reason that it's probably a lot like Rogue One, where they probably don't make it. And I would hope that if you're going to give us a devastating death, that it means something, and that
It's gotta be meaningful.
Like, I know it sounds cruel to say that, but it needs to mean something.
No, and think
It's
about it.
gotta
These are
serve a good
dark
purpose.
times in the galaxy.
Yeah.
You're not going to get these happy sunshine endings where, hey, shucks, I'm a farmer and I blew up a Death Star. Yee-haw, yippee-ki-yay. You're not going to get that.
Yeah.
And I think I will probably not enjoy it as much if we get some bizarre happy ending. I think, unfortunately, they are going to do their
Agreed.
best to fight off a power that's too much for them. And it's going to cost them everything.
I am
And the only one who's
assuming...
gonna survive. The only one who's
I'm
gonna
assuming
survive is
Omega might survive, but I don't
Yeah.
think the rest of the Bad Batch will.
No.
I think she'll survive, and then she'll be in live action something else.
I hope so. That'd be cool. I would like to see that in something.
We need to see Tamora Morrison put on that wig.
Yeah. Oh my god, I forgot we were making that joke. Yeah.
Oh, hey, yes. I'm
What's going on? My name's Omega.
Hey, boys.
I'm Omega.
I'm just a cute little girl. Let me go shave real quick.
Now,
Yes.
here's a question.
Oh.
Here's a thought I had too while seeing this. We see Fennec Shand. We see Cad Bane.
Yep.
Cad
We
Bane,
might
yep.
see some other
Yep.
bounty hunters. Do you think it's possible that the Bad Batch hires them to help them free Omega
Oh, I could see
from
that.
Mount Tantus?
Oh.
I could see them working with Fennec, not with Cad Bane.
Cad Bane's a professional. You pay him, he'll do the job. I don't think he cares that he's fought
That's
or
true.
shot with you before. I think if he's
Yeah.
paid, he'll do the job.
Wouldn't it
I
be
would
something if
love
they
to see
used
more
Boba
Boba.
Fett?
I want to see Boba interact with Omega.
Yeah.
I think that'd be great.
Yeah. And what if he's one of the ones that gets hired to break her out? And that's how they meet.
I think it would also be equally hilarious if the entire time they were in an episode together, he just kept calling her a clone.
Yeah.
Just like totally putting her down.
You're just a little mean.
Yeah. Boba?
Yeah, we're talking about tea here.
All right, are you guys ready to watch some more?
Let's
Let's do it. Spin shoot.
For all of you. Give us a real challenge.
We saw some crazy alligator attacking Wrecker.
So we're in Space
Love
Florida.
it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
this
Yes.
kind of shows a dark side of this, where it's like they're coming for all of you. It sounds like the Empire doesn't want any more clones walking out and about, and we're going to see a lot of that in this, third and final season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sad end to the
that-
clones for sure.
Not just
Yep.
the Bad Batch is getting hunted; they're all getting hunted.
But the women and the children.
Ah, that was good.
And no, Rob, nobody needs to spin shoot ever again.
No, we need way more spin shoot.
We
That's a
need way
neat trick. Yeah.
Now,
We'll try spinning.
Is this where we're gonna see how Rex ends up on that planet with who? Who was it with?
Wolf and
Oh yeah, with Wolf. Who's the other
and
one?
Genjar or-
Ah,
Gregor, or
no. Gregor.
Gregor,
Who
yeah.
was Gregor.
Yeah. Gregor and Wolf. Yeah. It'd be interesting to see if he ends up on that planet with them.
well, and it seems too like
by the end of this.
he's all gung ho in this trailer. Like, we've got to help clones, we got to do this, and we know by the time Rebels rolls around, he's sitting on a planet just pretty much retired and chilling. Yeah. So I wonder if we see what happens that makes the change from we need to save all these clones to I got these two knuckleheads and I'm just going to go hunt these giant beasts.
Yeah. Now, it's your standard Star Wars story. I mean, we saw it with Obi-Wan, we saw it with Luke, unfortunately, you know. Same thing's going to happen to him, too. It's just like, oh, gosh, yeah.
I've got a question for you, gentlemen.
Yeah.
We've already seen Hera make an appearance in the Bad Batch. Do you expect that we'll see... Well, and we've also seen...
Caleb Doom.
Kanan, being named Kanan. Do you think that we'll see any of the other...
Zebberelius?
Show up? I think maybe we'll see a slightly younger Ahsoka. Do you think maybe we'll see, Sierra's favorite character, for instance?
That would be great if Sabine came in. But I don't know how they would have that make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
I don't know. I'm just asking, do you think that they'll kind of maybe shoehorn him in an episode somehow?
I don't think so. I mean... No, because this is more of a continuation of, the Clone Wars. This is not like a prequel. Like I would expect it in Ahsoka because it's kind of like Rebels continuation. They try to get people in there. I think this is more connected to Clone Wars, so we may see things of that nature, like a Quinlan boss.
I was surprised.
I just bring him up for no reason.
Able to see him.
Haven't shown it.
No reason at all. But I'm fine with this not connecting or bringing back any other characters and everything. We know what this story is that's being told. It's about the clones being replaced by stormtroopers. That's the overall story that we're getting with the Bad Batch. And let's stick to that. It's okay that it doesn't connect to all this other material. We've seen that time and time again. Just let the story be the story.
And Robbie says, I'm willing to bet they all make it. I just don't see a dark ending.
Oh, God.
See, here's why I disagree. Here's why I disagree. So we all watched the new final season of Clone Wars that Disney put out, and I don't know about you, gentlemen, but that was kind of a dark ending.
Yeah,
it was beautifully done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. That's an understatement. Yes. Oh my gosh, just watching Vader. You can kind of see his face partially through the eye hole in his mask. All the graves, essentially, of the clones. Just a phenomenal ending, but dark all the same. At least in my opinion, dark. I consider the fact that this was truly the beginning of the Empire, the loss for the Jedi, Ahsoka on the run, all those clones dead.
Yeah.
And honestly,
so with that as a precedent, I could see the Bad Batch doing it too.
And honestly, with to spark a rebellion, if you will, you need people dying. You need the Empire showing what they really are. So, I do think it's
they're in dark times when it comes to Andor. Yeah, exactly. So we get to that point in Andor, and it's just like all hope is lost at that point. And so this show really does need to end on that very somber note where everybody is defeated, because that's the time that we're in right now with the Empire rising, and the dark times are here, baby.
You know what's funny? I think Andor and Bad Batch kind of complement each other in a very beautiful way. The fact that they're tonally completely different, but they both show like fascism very honestly and how it affects like normal people. This isn't a story about wizards fighting with swords and stuff. It's affecting everyday people, and it's subtle. It's not like just right in your face, but it's subtle, and they really do a good job for two different shows that are two different creators and everything. They like understand where this universe is at this time. And man, I love it.
I do too. And just the character development that they have gotten with these clones in dealing with their place in the Empire at this point and what they've done before and the repercussions of their actions with Order 66, that makes this series worth it. And I know, guys, it's hard to get into the Clone Wars animated series. If you don't like animated stuff, I understand. I love the Clone Wars personally. Could be hard to get into, but if you are skipping this show because you don't like the animation, you are missing out. This is totally Star Wars, and it's beautifully done, and the stories are pretty amazing. Season 2 blew me away. It remarkable. There were so many episodes in there, that were just brilliant. And I'm really hopeful with this trailer that we're gonna get more of the same and end this whole series just making you appreciate everything that was set up with the clones and how it ended and telling their story and their side of things.
The Jar Jar episode from season 2, that me.
But I do like this is only going to be 3 seasons. It's like they had a plan.
Love that too.
Here is the story we want to tell. We don't care how good a ratings it's getting on Disney Plus. It's 3 and done. That's the story we're telling, and I hope
beautiful
they continue to go down routes like that with shows. Like we know Andor's only going to be 2 seasons.
Agreed.
Well, we know where that kind of
it has to be.
Yeah.
Right, we know where it is.
But
Well,
you never
about the Bad Batch, the way they schedule their shows, that's another good thing on it too. Because if you're not going to have a slow week, if they have maybe an episode that needs a little more attention and is a little more less action oriented, they put 2 of them out. That week they'll have 2 episodes, and one of them will feed your appetite, and one of them will explain the story.
Now, unfortunately, we only get 1 day of multiple episodes this season.
No, we got a couple.
I thought we had.
So April 3rd, there's 2.
Oh, you're right.
March 13th,
Episode
there's
10th
2.
And 11th.
Yeah. So
You're
there's
right.
3 altogether, 3 days where we get multiple.
Yeah, and what other show does that? No other show does that.
No.
Echo.
Yeah.
Put
Echo.
out 5 at once.
All right, you
You
guys
gotta
ready for
finish
some
this
more?
trailer though, because I want to talk about what's at the end of it.
Boom.
We're not big on follow.
By the way, there is Crosshair's rifle sitting in the edge of the screen.
Orders.
I wasn't planning on killing you, but you're making it very tempting.
There she is.
There she is.
Now, I don't know about you guys. As soon as I heard
hair,
that voice,
that's right, the
I was
temperature.
like,
That's
And
what
she
the
sounds
Emperor
older
meant.
too.
That's what the Emperor meant. If you need anything, it will be given to you. That's what he meant.
All right.
So she gonna
An
be the
Attack
one
on
that takes
Show.
him out?
I agree. That hair. Yeah, I don't know why she shaved it so many years, but yeah, it looks really good.
now, I don't know how many of us have read Dark Disciple, but we may have to have that conversation.
Oh no.
Is this about what the internet's been kind of like complaining about? They're retconning.
Well, yes. For those of you that don't know, basically, her and Quinlan Voss. Quinlan Voss is sent on a mission to assassinate Count Dooku. And he ends up working with Ventress. And they kind of fall in love. And she's a Disney princess now.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
he kind of goes to the dark side.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end, she brings him back. And Dooku goes to kill him. And she kind of jumps in the way and saves Quinlan Voss and dies. And obviously this happened before episode 3 because we know Count Dooku dies in episode 3. So her being back has led... But as soon as the thing dropped, they announced, we just want everyone to know we are not going against what happened in Dark Disciple. And then coming out and saying that, I'm like, okay, so what's going to happen? There's a few options I think we have here. She is from Dathomir. Was she raised from the dead by them? Maybe. It's been done in the past. It could be done before. She could be a clone. We know that a lot of this season has been cloning and wanted to get Omega. Maybe they cloned her and brought her back, and she could be the first, well, maybe the second, if what we think is true, that Omega is a Force-sensitive clone.
Omega. It's Force sensitive, yeah.
Then maybe she's the second, but maybe she's the next step in them working out a plan to get Palpatine that body so he can somehow return. Or 3,
Project Necromancer.
or 3, she never really died. At the end of the book, she takes it. Everyone thinks she's dead, but maybe they're going to be like, hey, guess what, guys? I was near death, but I slowed my heartbeat down and ended up escaping later on. Which...
No, He is only mostly dead.
Yes.
Now you look at Robbie's comment. This is what I was referring to. If she's back, it's hard to be emotional when anyone dies. It's true.
Yeah, I agree with that. So there is a fourth option, guys. This could be a flashback. From before episode 3, which is what I hope it is. Like, I agree with Robbie. Like, I don't want to see them bring her back. Like, had a great ending. Leave it at that. I'm sick of people resurrecting and coming back.
The
over
only
and
thing
over
I will
again.
say to that, though, I don't want people resurrected. Deaths do have to mean something.
Correct.
But if you would have told me they're going to bring back Darth Maul after episode 1, and I was going to think it was so great and I loved it, as long as they do it down that path, they just don't bring her back to get some hoots and ha's in a trailer and some episodes. If they bring her back and they do a good job of continuing to evolve her character where she's at now, after that, then I'm all for it. But I agree. We can't have people dying and constantly coming back.
Yeah.
But
True.
they've done it well in the past with other Dathomirians, so I'm trying to keep a positive outlook on this.
Savage Opress.
Savage Opress.
Savage Opress.
So, I don't think we're getting tech back. Everyone's like, oh, I think that's tech in that armor there. We're not getting tech back. If they start bringing all these people back after they've sacrificed themselves to save their friends, it's going to mean nothing. And it's going to
It would mean nothing. And your point about Maul is warranted. For me, it's like Darth Maul from the Phantom Menace. That wasn't enough time with that character, so it made sense to me, at least, for the Clone Wars to bring him back, flesh out that character, and he had a great ending. At the end, with Rebels and everything. So I love that episode.
Obi-Wan.
Yeah, with Obi-Wan, that was a perfect way to end his character. Savage Opress. Yeah, he died. Okay, that's great. Ventress, she had a great story. Maybe that's what we're going to get, is a little bit of Dark Disciple in this show too. And so we get to see her end in this show, because we didn't get to see it in the animation as well. It's only in the book, and a lot of people who skip the book don't know exactly what happened to Ventress. And so this is a way for casual viewers to know exactly where Ventress ends.
So is this a novel, Dark Disciple?
Yes.
It is.
And it was based on some unfinished Clone Wars episodes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Huh. All right.
Yep.
I might have to check it out then.
It's a good read. And you get Quinlan Voss, who, if you remember, was one of the names that Obi-Wan Kenobi saw on the,
Quinlan Voss, yeah.
Oh, Quinlan Voss was
all
here.
on the wall.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it'd be interesting to get, he needs to show up too. I would actually like to see him show up in either this, and it'd be cool to see him in some sort of live action. I don't want to see him in Andor, because I don't want any more
I don't want to see any Jedi in Andor. Yeah.
No, not at all. But it would be cool to see him pop up here or there, since we've got some mentions of him. But
Attack on Show says
Dooku
plays. Can come back in a robotic freezer suit.
Oh my god.
I gotta say, some of my favorite stuff. Oh god,
chill out.
Some of my favorite stuff was actually getting to learn more about Dooku from the Star Wars Visions.
No, Tales of the Jedi.
No, Tales of the Jedi.
Thank you. I always confuse those titles. Yeah, Tales of the Jedi. I think that was great. Getting that that backstory of Dooku, kind of really fleshing out his character. Really good. So sure, go ahead. Bring back Robo Dooku. Why not?
Robo Dooku.
Maybe that's the surprise on May the 4th. Maybe it's second season of Tales of the Jedi.
Omega. Omega can complain about not getting Dooku's treasure.
Maybe Omega goes away with Quinlan Voss at the end of season 3, after her Bad Batch buddies are all...
Sure.
Yeah, where is he? Where did he go in the galaxy? Yeah, so
and
that could be an avenue.
Maybe she goes to Dagobah and hangs out with Yoda.
Because everybody's doing that,
Everybody's hanging out in Dagobah.
So hidden,
Where it bubbles all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like a giant carbonated
soda.
soda.
Maybe she wanders into the cave and she sees Darth Vader and she's like, "Who's that?" And I'll be like, "Oh, don't worry, that's for someone later."
Don't worry about it.
That's a,
Yes.
that's
At least
a
he looked
PowerPoint
like Luke
presentation. That took
Skywalker
a long time
underneath.
to get put up.
Rob is right. Omega is Dooku's great granddaughter.
Oh God! Please stop! No, don't do that. Okay, you don't want people to come back to life. I want them to stop making people related to each other.
Related to each
So
other.
much.
It's a big universe.
You don't. Not everyone needs to have a magic grandpa. Stop it.
I got a good theory though, Doug. I think that Omega is related to Jango Fett. Yeah.
That was a good one.
It's
You
a
know what?
stretch.
Right.
It's a stretch.
You might
I'm
be
not even
honest.
gonna reel that in. Doug, you gonna pump the brakes on that?
You know what? I might have to tap the brakes. I don't know about that.
Calling it right here.
I just. Do you think they would have to canonize that? I mean, come on.
Yeah, I know.
Where's the precedent?
Tough. Yeah, right?
Which book was that in?
Any other theories, thoughts about the Bad Batch?
No, but what is your hype level on the Doug scale after watching this preview?
Yeah, where are we sitting?
I mean, mine's pretty high. I'm probably going 7 or 8 because that trailer was great, and then we saw Ventress at the end,
Yeah.
and I'm one of those guys.
Yeah.
I'm like, I accentuate the positive. I'm not going to be like they're gonna do it wrong. This is gonna stink. I'm like, oh, we're getting Ventress back. We're getting hopefully some cool stuff that goes along with her. If it's a flashback and it's Dark Disciple stuff, that's going to be phenomenal. If she's somehow back, she's somehow returned, we still get her back.
Somehow, Ventress returned.
Yes. So
Yeah, we
She
need
returned
someone
like
to
Darth
say
Maul,
that.
though.
but
Yeah.
I mean, we get Cad Bane, we get, Fennec Shand.
Yeah.
And the one thing, Chris and I were talking before we jumped on a little bit, we talked that we have all these episodes. The series finale is called The Cavalry Has Arrived. And for those of you who watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Ming-Na
right.
Lane's character was known as the Cavalry. So I don't know if this is a little inside joke to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but we may be getting Fennec Shand. And the Cavalry could be the bounty hunters they hire to help.
Didn't you make the same theory about something? What was it? An Obi-Wan episode or a
No,
Boba
it
Fett
was Secret Invasion. I'm sorry.
Secret Invasion. Okay, I
Special
was gonna say I
Investigation.
know.
Investigation.
Special
Made that
investigation? Yeah.
When he said, "Oh, we're going to call the Cavalry," I'm like, "Oh, we're getting the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh.
people."
It's Ming-Na Wen! She's coming back!
And it happened.
Sure it did.
Yep. No one's going to go
Sure.
back and watch it,
Hey.
so it was there.
It's true.
We're always right, Doug.
Right. You're
All
just
the
like,
things
you don't
happen in
know.
that show. Yeah.
We are always right. What?
You're
Attack on
right.
Show only gave it a 6,
I have
7
no
as well.
recollection of that show.
So what'd you give it, Keith? A 7?
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 7.5 because I was between 7 and 8. I'm going to go 7.5. I think that trailer did a good job of making me wanting it to be February 21st.
All right, then,
All right.
Dave. What about you?
Me? I'm surprised my hype level is higher than Keith's after that trailer. The animation was fantastic. And they even went through a section in there where they showed each character in a frame by themselves just to let us know, like they would do with an actor, to let you know that actor's on the show, that character's on the show. And it looks like an interesting place for the story to go and for the characters to go. And whereas, I think Omega is going to be the only one who makes it out at the end, to tell you the truth. I'm hyped. I'm going to give it an 8. I can't wait for the February 21st. Chris, Doug, which one wants to go next?
Doug, you can go first.
All right. Well, I'm going to temper my expectations because I don't want to say that I'm concerned, but I always worry about what they're going to be doing with some of these, especially watching some Star Wars stuff. I really expected better of the last season of The Mandalorian. It could have been better. So I don't know. I'm going to give my hype level a 6.5. I am tempering my expectations. I'm keeping them kind of low just because, like, I mean, I hope it's good. I hope it stands up to as good as the previous seasons of The Bad Batch were. I will say that when The Bad Batch was originally announced, I had almost no hype level for it. Like, I was just like,
Same.
I don't really care. It's a bunch of clone troopers. I didn't like them in the Clone Wars. I thought that was kind of a dumb episode. And I was like, and now we've got an entire series about them, but whatever. And it turned out to be good. It turned out to be better than I thought it would be. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out. 6.5 is my hype level right now, just above average.
You know, and the funny thing was, sorry, before you go, Chris, none of us were excited for this show because none of us really enjoyed their Clone Wars episodes. And it was like, they're just doing this to get something out there. And then it's like we started watching it. It's like, wow, they nailed it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I agree. Like they made this as good as it could possibly be with this storyline. So my hype level is probably around a 7 on this. I'm pretty sure Kevin Kiner's coming back for the soundtrack on this, and if he is, that's going to be awesome too. I love that. And I do want to take a little moment. Tall guy. Filoni is producer on this. It's Brad Rau who's the director and showrunner for The Bad Batch. So Filoni really doesn't have a hands-on. He's not really hands-on with The Bad Batch. He's very much busy with other stuff and being the creative director of all of Star Wars now. But yeah,
but doesn't he have control like Feige has control? He has the last say type of thing.
I think so. Yes, now he does, but he's not running the show. Like, he's not there the day to day. He's not the guy tinkering in the back with all the story and whatnot. So, so it I tempered expectations is really good to go into this show. I think that it's going to be beautiful. The renderings that we're seeing from this trailer already look amazing. The action looks amazing. I was seeing that tank with all of the rockets and everything, the flares shooting out. That was such a beautiful shot too. It's like there's movie level cinematography in this show, and it's just like, wow, that's amazing. And for me, I like seeing Asajj Ventress, but some of those shots got me even more hyped than that. So I'm very much invested in this. I think it's going to be really cool. I'm glad that we're only getting the 3 seasons. Keith, like you said before, we have an end to this. We know where it's headed. So they have a story. They're going to tell it. They're not going to expand this out or give us so much filler that we're going to just be so bored with this show. So I think it's going to be good. But, there's always a chance it could end in a dud. Doug, like you said, Mandalorian Season 3 was disappointing, and for me, like, I rewatched it recently too, and it still has all the same qualms that I had the first time watching. I'm like, this really isn't the Mandalorian show. This is about the Mandalorians, and they're taking back Mandalore, but it's not focused on Din Djarin.
Gotta go take our special bath.
Yeah, exactly, and that gets done in the second episode. So it's like, oh wow, this whole story for this whole show should have been that, but I digress. I very much have a lot of hope for this. But even if it doesn't deliver, we got Andor coming up here. Andor Season 2.
Well,
Can't wait for that.
Not till 2025, sir.
That's fine. I'm willing to wait as long as it's good.
No, me too. We just got, we got like Tales of the Jedi. We got The Acolyte. We got Skeleton Crew. All coming before Andor Season 2. Let's hope all of it's good.
I'm looking forward to The Acolyte. I'm still hesitant about Skeleton Crew. I don't know.
Same.
I'm the opposite. I'm just the opposite of what you just said.
Yeah.
See, I'm the same with Doug. I think
Acolyte's going to be pretty good.
I think.
Oh yeah, an Attack on Show. Ray's movie. No. How did we forget?
Well, that's not coming out this year. I was talking about things coming out this year.
How did we forget?
Yeah.
Well, Keith's right. That's what
the
we're
most
talking about
important
this year.
Oh, here we go. Okay, I got another theory for you. Ventress is the one who actually created Rey's lightsaber that she used at the end.
Ooh, because it's yellow.
So
yes,
there you
got
go.
it, Doug.
There's our connection. and
right.
she's Rey's grandmother.
Yep,
probably.
Gotta be.
Wait, are we going to see?
Or mom?
Are we going to see Palpatine and My hype
Oh,
level
jeez.
is dropping.
Way down. Two now. One maybe. You were going in the negatives.
You know what? We
jeez.
forgot to mention this.
Ventricine.
I'm not as
Ventricine.
excited about Ventress. I'm nervous they will wreak it. You're right, Attack on Show.
Oh,
You know, you got to be
reek
positive.
from like
Rob.
Game of Thrones.
You know,
reek?
before you can't go in with a negative attitude thinking they're gonna wreck it. Think they're gonna nail it, and it's gonna be quality. And then if they don't, you can say like, I
Wreck it,
gave them
Ralph.
the benefit of the doubt, and they wrecked it.
Yeah.
Oh, and he was a huge fan of Dark Disciple.
Mm-hmm.
Ventress,
This is a good story.
Mom. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
At this point, sure.
Right?
Cool.
Yeah. At this point.
And actually, I get it. You know, that was a great end to her story. That was her moment on Tatooine being killed by Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
So
Yep.
there is a
Perfect way to end it.
good chance they might mess this up and make it not as good. But until they prove it to me, I'm going to think it's going to be awesome. Just because, you know, Ventress was something that came around with Tarkenton's Clone Wars cartoon. That's where she originally originated. And so she's been around for a while. So I hope they do.
Originated?
She originated. Was originally
originated.
Yes.
Originally originated. Yes.
Thank you. I put words together well.
She absolutely.
I have the best. Yes, I absolutely have the best words.
Cautiously optimistic. Always a great way to be, Robbie. And yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Let's be cautious about this.
Good way to put it.
And go in, and hopefully it meets and exceeds our expectations. So
Let me just say one
that would
thing.
be great.
Caution is for housewives and little girls. I think this is going to be
I must be a little
amazing.
girl.
That was more than one thing.
Yeah, let me stop you right there. Okay, go ahead.
Hey fellow nerds, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more of this stuff, make sure that you check out our Twitch stream. We try to do these live Sunday or Monday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Keep an eye on our social media to find out when you can join in live and chat with us during these live streams. Also, as usual, don't forget to check out our other social media. Add us at Twitter, comment down below, and we'll see you next time right here on Not Your Status Quo.